Go flat tracker. Go flat tracker. Go, go, go. Go flat tracker. Go flat tracker. Go, go, go. Go flat tracker. Go flat tracker. Go, go.
The Clever Flat Track Pod is brought to you by our partners 193 Racing, MX Inc., Classic Wheel Spokes and Otway Hydro Blasting, Rider Sport, Euroka Fencing, and of course, Clever Flat Track Products. They support us, so go support them. Now on to the episode. Go Flat Tracker.
Okay, here we are, another The Clever Flat Track Pod. Tom Norby, Darcy Clever here. We're going to be talking all about Gunnedah Motorcycle Club and the 2025. Oh shit, what was the company? You've got the notes.
You've ballsed it up already, mate.
Yeah, ballsed up already.
Yeah, this is it's going to be interesting to figure this out pretty quick. You might as well keep talking.
Yeah, dirt track titles, senior and junior dirt track titles. Got the results there on the screen share, but it doesn't tell us the major promoter. And I can't toggle the thing up and down, which is driving me crazy. I've tried about 6 times already. Because Tom's in control of it tonight. But yeah, what a fantastic weekend. I'm looking forward to doing a full report on this. And I was actually there without being actually there, which was fantastic. We're going to talk all about that. Yeah, a new thing for Motorcycling New South Wales. Hats off to them, tip of the hat, all that sort of stuff, because it was a fantastic idea and it's been called for a long time, and that's live streaming. So it was awesome to have that because I did feel like I was there. I got to see everything that was going on. The live stream that was provided was really good as well. Positive all round, I thought. As I was talking to Tom off air, the only thing I don't want to shit on. Well, I'm not shitting on it. I don't want to be negative towards it at all, but I just felt that there could have been a little bit more dirt track knowledge. But the announcers were professional in what they did. I think it was Joel and Ross. They did a great job. Just some of the terminologies and stuff drove me a little bit funny. But apart from that, absolutely fantastic to see, and I hope there's going to be heaps more of it in regards to other states, whether they reach out to Motorcycling New South Wales after how they happen, whether they've got the money in their kitty. I'm not sure what it took and all the working behind the scenes to get it to happen. Tom was mentioning they do it for the New South Wales Motocross Championship. Maybe someone said we should give it a try. And on the finals, I'm sort of jumping ahead a bit. On the finals, I think there was about 307 viewers. I was actually texting back and forth with Brendan McCowett, so I've got the figures there. We can look them up in a minute. But you might think, wow, that's not many. But who told me? Someone, I think Tom shared me the link. I wouldn't have known if Tom didn't share me the link. Then I shared it around. Few people said to me thanks because they wouldn't have known if I didn't share the link either. So as we know, a lot does get missed and lost on social media because it is such a big audience. And I don't know if you've ever stood there and watched an avid social media user use social media. It does my head in. I don't know how they take any information because each thing is, I reckon, would be lucky to get a 15th of a second through the eyeballs. Like it's just flick, 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 and then they stop on something interesting. It's sort of like a pokey machine when you spin it and it spins. I don't know how the hell they know where to stop it. But anyway, people that use social media a lot, which isn't me, seem to be able to do it like that and actually take content in. But I think a lot of content gets missed as well, like advertising. And you probably notice a lot of big businesses don't even bother these days. It's a lot of shit on like Facebook, which I don't know. I think the demographic that uses Facebook now is probably in my age. Yeah, a lot of it, if you've noticed, is people trying to sell you stuff, make a career in AI and all that sort of shit. It's not really businesses anymore. It's people that think they're entrepreneurs, but they're just trying to rip you off. They're not real entrepreneurs. They're just scammers. Majority of them are. I'm sure there's some real programs on there. But yeah, sieving through it. Anyway, I've already gone way off topic. We've only got an hour because Tom's got to go to work. And
Massively.
It's going, Darcy, reel it in. Say that's what I'm doing. Anyway, I wanted to do a bit of an intro to the pod, and that was it. We're talking about the New South Wales Dirt Track Championships. And what a ripper. I'm just going to jump straight to it. I can't go up and down, but because he's sitting there and he's pretty proud, and once again,
well, if you want to do a proper intro and stop waffling on, it was called the AgriForce. It was called the AgriForce Machinery New South Wales Senior and Junior Dirt Track Championships 2025 at Balcarry Park in Gunnedah, New South Wales. So
Fantastic.
now we've got that out of the way, Darcy can keep waffling.
Good, yeah. So I wanted to celebrate first place, Matt Davies and Tom Northey on the sidecar class. I just jumped straight into it since he's the co-host, and well, he runs the show pretty much, but we'll call him a co-host. Yeah, it was fantastic to see you guys pretty much dominate, even when you didn't get the starts. It was within half a lap to a lap that you were back out front and then pulling away. So it was pretty impressive to watch. And thanks to Motorcycle New South Wales for putting that stream up so I could get to witness it. It was awesome. But congratulations. Do you want to read the next second and third out in the sidecars? We're just jumping ahead there because he's, man of the hour, really.
No, not a problem. Yeah, I'd just like to say thanks again for Motorcycling New South Wales for putting that live stream up. I had friends other parts of Australia and around the world that actually got to see my racing firsthand. And Matt and I pretty much had a game plan from the start of the weekend, and we stuck to it. And I'm pretty sure we had it wrapped up by the fourth round, but Matt wasn't going to let anyone beat us in that respect. But it was fantastic, and it's really good to go back to back number one in the state.
Yeah, no, awesome work, guys. And I've got to say too, usually cameras put on a few pounds. So shit, you must have lost a lot, mate, because you look skinny as. I'm going, who is that skinny guy on Matt's bike?
Yeah, I'm down about 19 kilos now, so I've dropped almost 20 kegs.
Yeah.
So.
Man.
It definitely.
And you can see it.
You
definitely can see in your face, and
Yeah, no, I appreciate it. Matt said he definitely feels it on the sidecar. He throws it in the corner, and it actually starts to lift a bit and makes him do a little bit more work, makes me do a little more work. But it's it's all for the cause to try and get that number one spot back, Australian number one spot back. So that's the game plan.
Oh yeah, I think you've got to be careful and not lose too much more now. Just work on your strength and cardio or something. Because if you start losing too much, I could see it actually in the footage. You were struggling sometimes, and that might be what happened in the starts to get a bit of traction, and you're shifting your ass around and moving around on the platform a bit to try to help get a bit more weight on the back. That's what it looked like anyway.
No, off the starts, the Steve Smith and Matty Doyle were having trouble all Saturday getting off the gate, and ended up working out on the Sunday. And we were doing. I don't think we're doing anything too different, but the track was a hell of a lot grippier on Sunday, and the bike just kept bogging down off the start, and we weren't getting the acceleration away. So, not sure if that was a combination of Matt not giving enough berries out of the gates, or it was the tyre just biting the ground too hard and not launching forward, just bogging right down. So it definitely wasn't. It definitely wasn't our positioning or anything like that. It was more just the more combination of everything didn't go to plan, and nothing to take away from Steve Smith or Jobbo getting out of the gates. I think they both beat us in the turn one in the fifth race, but Matt's everyone knows what Matt's like. He definitely doesn't like coming second or losing whatsoever. So he was gonna make a statement of it, but the commentators were sort of giving it to the other guys on Saturday with a few of the comments they were making as we were crossing the line on the second lap. They were saying second place is still on the main street of Gunnedah, and I think I'm all for a bit of a laugh and a bit of a banter, but it kind of felt like it was roasting them a little bit. So, but other than that, we had a successful weekend. It doesn't matter how you start; it's the way you finish.
So sorry, that wasn't the live stream commentators. That was the
live stream commentators.
Oh, was it? Oh, I can't remember that.
Yeah, in the third race on the Saturday, the last race of the Saturday, I had people messaging me going, "How far is the main street of Gunnedah away?" And I'm like, "Why?" They're like, watch the live feed." And I look back on it, I was like, "Oh, geez, here we go." But no, it was good. They did a fantastic job as well, and I'm super impressed and thankful that Motorcycle New South Wales can do that for us.
Yeah, righty ho. Let's go up to the top of the list there.
So start off with the 50cc Auto 7 and 9 years. I don't think they're demos. I think they're a championship class. There wasn't a hell of a lot of demo classes or support classes due to the fact that it was a junior and senior title. And considering the amount of accidents they had, which was a fair few, and some of the delays with those accidents, the club still got through the program very efficiently, and everything else. So the people that were there definitely got to see a full weekends racing with juniors and seniors, and the live stream, like I said, again, did a great job panning backwards and forwards and filling in all the gaps too. So that was great to see. But the 50cc autos, first place was the 82 of Cooper Quinn. Second place was the 387 of Axel Kirkness, and third place was the 61 of Jax Pringle. And yeah, it was a good battle between Cooper and Axel in nearly all of those races. I got to see a fair bit of that. So it was good to see those guys, those young kids coming up through the ranks and battling hard. It was good to see.
Yeah, there was definitely a demo class as well. But yeah, that one was 50 autos. But
Yeah, that must be further down the list. There would have been a non-competitive class. Yes, sorry.
But yeah, Cooper Quinn, what did he get 2 championships over the weekend, didn't he?
Yeah, he did. Yes.
And there was some fantastic racing in that too. It didn't go his way the whole time. So yeah, watch that live stream if you want to see what we're talking about.
Yeah, and it's fantastic that live stream is still available on YouTube on the Motorcycling New South Wales YouTube page. It's pretty much still up there as the latest video, so you can get on there and yeah, watch all the action and correct us if we've got something wrong.
Yep. Go on the Clever Flat Track Pod Facebook page. The links are on there as well. So
yeah, perfect.
Make it easier for you. So the 65cc 7 to under 9. First place again, Cooper Quinn. Second place, 31 Hudson McConnell. And third place, 666 Cade
Smith from tomorrow. Yeah, those boys were definitely on it as well. I think Cade won a fair few heats too, and yeah, come up to some pretty stiff competition in the final as well. But that was yeah, fantastic to see such a good representation of junior riders as well. It was good. All right, 65C 9 to under 13 years. We have first place the 107 of Brody Ford, second place the 43 of Flynn Beard, and third place the 7 of Ty McNamara. And I actually got to have a yarn with Brody and his dad Ben, I believe his name was. Yeah, really nice kid. He was running around with a camera taking photos and doing the same thing as what Nick does as well. So that was really nice to see. And yeah, it's good to see Flynn Beard out there from Beard Brothers Racing, and also another generation of dirt trackers that are coming through from their respected fathers. Ty McNamara, his dad Marty McNamara, was also out there competing in the, I believe, over 35s Pro 450 and Pro Open or MX Open too. So yeah, it's really cool to see the last names being consistent coming up through the junior ranks with their senior riders and parents. It's awesome.
Yeah, certainly is, and there's plenty of them. Junior ATVs, I was actually surprised to see this class. It's not a class you see a lot of, which was fantastic. Cooper Garland in first place, second place Ryan Garland, third place Joel McPherson. And I think it was on day 2 on the Sunday, their last race of the day was a bit of a battle, if I remember correctly. I might have the wrong race. I'm pretty sure it was the last one. And yeah, Cooper and Ryan just going at it was really good.
Yeah, I think they're. I'm probably going to be wrong here, but I think they're 80 to 100cc 4-stroke ones, and you could see them. They're tucking in, getting behind the bars, getting their ass over the back, staring at each other down the straight for 20 minutes. It was good. It was
they
good.
Had plenty of time.
Yeah,
I remember actually on the live feed on live stream that the announcer said it's sort of like watching them in slow motion. And it was compared to, because I think they might have been after a senior class or the junior 250s. I can't remember what the order was, but yeah, it was quite a bizarre thing. And they didn't actually say on the live stream, or if they did, it was on Saturday and I missed it because I missed the first round, I think it was. Yeah, they didn't actually say they were juniors, just a smaller CC. And the kids, they must be closer to 13 because they looked quite like larger kids. They weren't, like 7-year-olds. It was a bit hard to tell from the live stream. It was actually interesting having the live stream because one of my daughters walked in and she couldn't tell whether we were watching adults or kids. And I think that's just, things do look a bit different on camera and they're up on the tower and that sort of stuff. So the perspective's a little bit different. So where are we up to? 85cc 2-stroke, 154cc 4-stroke 9 to under 13s. First place, which I'm sure put a smile on Tom's face, Hugo Holmes. Second place, Isaac Cross. Third place, Flynn Beard.
Hugo Holmes, being the local boy, he had definitely had local track knowledge, and I'm 90% sure. I think he won 3 or 4 out of his heats. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was three or four out of his heats. I might be mistaken. It might have been the other class as well, but yeah, he was definitely up the front most of the time, and yeah, super proud of Hugo as well, and a big congratulations to Isaac and Flynn too for getting on the podium in that class. It's definitely a stacked class. I think there was more than 2 grids, so that was awesome to see. The 85 class is is highly contested.
Yeah, and that's the thing. You're quite right with a few of these riders are in multiple classes, and it does, when you're trying to reflect back on it, it does make it hard to remember what race or what class it actually was that they were having battles. As you can see, as we're going down, it doesn't always go their way, and they end up in different positions.
Yeah.
But in the 85cc, 150cc 4-stroke 12 to 16-year-olds was William Wiggins in first place, Johnny Cooper in second place, and Nash Carlin, is that how you say it?
Yeah.
In third place. Sorry, Nash, if I'm pronouncing your surname wrong. Look, I'm going to mention Johnny here because he had a pretty good weekend. He had some fantastic races. I know he's in second there. I'm not taking anything away from you, William, but yeah, Johnny battled on all weekend, and he was a standout for me because he had a couple comebacks from bad starts where he was quite back in the field and he came all the way back up. But yeah, William Wiggins also pretty solid all weekend, and yeah, Nash getting there in third. So congratulations to all those guys in the 85cc 150 12 to 16s. So you go with the 85cc mod, which also had some awesome battles in it.
Yeah, that was fantastic as well. That class seems to be fairly popular with the kids too. I'm not sure what attracts them to it, but yeah, there's definitely a fair few in there. But first place was the 43 of Flynn Beard, second place was the 5 of Hugo Holmes, and third place was the 7 of Ty McNamara. And it is good to see that these junior kids been really consistent in multiple classes too. I think that was a fairly stacked field as well. So it's good to see the
Well,
cream.
you're insane. Sorry to cut you off. In saying that with the 85 mods, what championship was it we were reading results from not long ago, and there was only like 2 of them in it?
Not 100%.
Remember that it was one of our previous pods where, because normally 85 mods is quite stopped. I remember a championship or a title meeting we were reading out not long ago only had like 2 or 3 in it, and we're going, where are all the 85s? Well, they were all at Gunnedah, because you're right, it was stacked. There was heaps of them. It was blowing my mind.
Yeah, I can't think back to which one it was, but it might have been a senior title or something like that. There might have been a support class, and maybe they might not got the numbers because of that.
Yeah. So that 100cc, 150cc, and 20cc to 250cc, that
No, I
must
think
be a
it's
misprint.
200cc to
Yeah.
250cc. Yeah.
It says 20 there. My eyes aren't playing tricks, doesn't it?
Yeah, no.
Girls class. Now, I'm pretty sure that they were combined with the boys class
Yeah.
from memory. First was Indy Wildsmith, and second was Violet Hodgkins. So well done to them, turning up, racing, getting amongst it. And yeah, I think they did quite well within the boys' age group as well. But
Yeah, I definitely don't think they were last. I think they were still having some good battles and dicing around. And I do apologize if I don't have any feedback on some of the races. I was just trying to get my head around most, but I did sit on the sideline a fair bit with Yankee Steve and a few of the other fellas that come over from Coonabarabran and watched as much racing as I could. So hopefully I can give
awesome.
you as much insight. If not, jump on that live stream and have a look.
Yeah, in the 100cc, 150cc, 13 under 16s. First place again, Hugh Hope Hodgetts. Second place, Johnny Cooper. And third place, Zach Brady. So it was great to see Zach out there too. I haven't seen Zach for a while, so it was good to see him out there and actually getting on a podium. Fantastic.
Hugh rode amazing. I got to have a little bit of a yarn with Johnny and his father at Griffith a few weeks back as well, and they're really nice people, really down to earth, really nice people. So it's good to see him get on the podium as well. And congratulations to Hugh for securing that New South Wales Championship.
You go for it. You go.
All right, junior 200cc to 250cc, 13 to 16 years. And I'm telling you, this final, if anyone wants to go back and watch a final, this is the final to go back and watch. First place, 27 of Taj Edwards. Second place was a local boy, the N8 of Nate Jager. And third place was the 6 of Hugh Hope. Nate Jager got an absolutely stunning start, and he was off and away, and he was riding so consistent, so smooth. Taj Edwards had a couple of bobbles here and there, and Nate was getting away. And then towards the end of it, Taj knuckled down. It was actually 8-lap finals too, so it gave riders an opportunity to come back and not make it such a sprint race. And Taj came back, and I'm pretty sure he got Nate either on the last lap or very close to the last lap, and passed him and took the win. And you could see the body language on Nate as he crossed the line, because he wasn't far away from it, and to be leading the whole time and to be nabbed that close to the finish, I do feel for you, mate, especially at your home track too. But that win's definitely coming, and I'm super proud of how you took it and how you rode for the weekend too. But definitely not taken away from Taj. That was awesome racecraft, and yeah, you definitely earned that one. That was pretty good to watch. I watched that hands down.
That was well thought out by all the riders, and like you're saying, Nate and Taj up the front. I remember Nate getting a fantastic start and Taj working his way through. You just said it, and we've been saying it on this podcast for a long time. That's why we like the longer races, because they start telling the story, and it's not all over in the flash. In saying that, this live stream actually showed a nice balance there with the 8-lap finals and the 4-lap sprint races. So there was times in the sprint races where if they had another 2 or 3 laps, people would have definitely made it other positions and maybe got taken a win or got a third instead of a fourth, etc., etc. But I think it was a nice balance with the 8-lap finals. It sort of showed a really good comparison between a sprint race and a longer race, even though it was only double the laps and wasn't, like 20 laps or something. But you can definitely show what happens in the longer races, and was great viewing. So the sidecars, we know that story. That's all one and done. Matt and Tom took it out. Jim Dalton in second. Yeah, that's right. What happened?
I don't know. You just
Brody?
butted in and wanted to take it and run with it. You don't want to.
Brody Trembath had it. He had a crash, did he, on his 450?
Yeah, I want to give a shout out to Brody Trembath and Jordan Doyle as well. They both had crashes in practice on the Saturday morning. The track was extremely greasy, and I don't think it was any fault to their own. I think they unexpectedly sort of run up the back of another rider going into turn one fairly early in the practice on Saturday. So yeah, I hope both of those guys have a speedy recovery. And Brody Trembath is Jim Jobling's passenger. So after that happened, and I actually got to give another shout out to Bo Brearley as well. He had a passenger lined up that pulled out, but he still managed to get the bike to the track and rustle up a passenger to make our class a total class. So massive hats off to him. I went up and thanked him personally, so we could get it going. But yeah, Matt and I took the win, so it was great to go back to back. Jim Jobling and Dalton Hoskinson, which Dalton had never swung off a sidecar before, let alone sat on one. So to get on a bike,
amazing.
To get on one that he's never had anything to do with, it really threw him in the deep end, and the way he handled it was great. I think Jaden Trembath actually jumped on with Jobbo for a bit and then sort of opted out afterwards to focus on his own racing. And then I'm pretty sure Dalton's one of Jobbo's workmates. And he said, well, mate, if all the other boys are fine with it, I'll jump on the side. And we didn't have an issue with it. We'd rather see more bikes on the grid than having to pull out for something like that. So it was great to see that he had someone to jump on and help him finish it. And the third place was the Queenslanders, Steve Smith and Matty Doyle. They gave us a run for our money on the Sunday. They worked out their starts and beat us to turn one both times. But luckily enough, Matt's got some mongrel into him and didn't let him have it. Didn't let him have it at all. So it was fantastic to see. But also shout out to Shane Davies and Simon Smith, Bo Brearley, and I'm trying to think who jumped on for him at the end. Actually, Shane's bike had blown up after the first race. So Simon Smith jumped on with Bo Brearley. It's something what happens with sidecars. The swingers like to jump ship every now and then to see what else it's about. And the other ones were Corey Ford and Lionel Cornwell. Unfortunately, They had a DNF in one of the races with the bike stalled, and then Corey was also in the over 35s. I think he had an accident and hurt his arm or fractured his arm, I think it was. So they had to pull out at the end of it.
So these passengers that are double dutying and riding their 450s tells the story of our Tom Norvy's little sob story about Griffith Harry wouldn't ride the Kawasaki. This is exactly why.
Yes, it was more of if something like that happened, Matt and I wouldn't be in the position we are now. So
That's right. That's right.
I'm being, and everyone's going to piss themselves laughing, but I'm being sensible in this respect to try and to try and keep the team alive. But yeah, no, another shout out to Gary again for offering to let me ride his bike. Not many people would do.
Well, whoever said you're not sensible, Tom, in your face. Look at him. Look at him go. He's not drinking. He's losing weight. He's being sensible.
No, they're right.
The world is coming to an end.
They're right. I just like winning.
It's all over soon. So ATV Open, it was sort of, if anyone's watched four wheelers or ATVs, however you want to call them, if anyone's sort of watched the history in probably the last 4 years, I think I might be pushing it. Might be. I know 100% the last 2 years. The Griffith brothers are always up the front, and they just showed it again. And they, no discredit to any of the other riders, and it was great to see a couple heats. Was it 2 or 3 heats? 3 heats, I think it was. Yeah, no disregard to the other riders, but they did make it look effortless. Just effortless. So yeah, well done to Matthew Griffiths taking it out over Josh Griffith. Now Matthew is a new champion, isn't he? Because Josh was last year's. Have I got it round the right way?
Yeah, no, they were talking about on the podium. Josh was the winner last year, and I'm pretty sure Matt.
Yeah.
Matt was.
So 1-1 at the moment, or there could be multiples. I struggle to find, if anyone can tell me where you find like the archive of the past championships. There used to be one on the Motorcycling Australia's page, and I've had trouble with that website. I can't find that information anymore. So if someone can tell me, that'd be great. Then we can do stats and that. It's very hard it's hard to find that information.
And the third place in the ATV Open was John Sherlock, and he rode fantastic as well. All right, ATV Open Women's. First place was Catherine Higgs. Second place was Chevelle Green, and third place was Kim McKay. And I'm pretty sure Kim McKay is a Gunnedah local. I did hear briefly, and I do apologise if you are not, but if you were, I just definitely wanted to shout that out for you.
Yeah, and the girls were giving it a good push too. Like in the heats of the mixed class, they were definitely not at the back. They were some of the faster riders, and it's a shame we don't have. As Tom was telling me off here, there was no transponders, so we only have what we've got in front of us here, which is the top three. So it's almost impossible to remember unless you've got a photographic memory, which I definitely do not. Yeah, it's almost impossible to remember, how many were in each class and who got where in the finals. But well done to everyone in the classes, and those ladies were on fire. And the over 35s, which still shits me that it's a support class. I wish that they'd make it a bloody championship class, because there's champions in it, past champions and present champions, and just fucking all over champions for getting out there. And let's face it, the over 35s is one of the riskiest classes you can be in. On the top step, and I had no doubt in my mind that he would be on it, actually, was Marty McNamara. He's an amazing rider, as is in second place Joshua McCosker. He's awesome as well. I've actually raced against all three of these guys, and when they're on fire, very hard to get Neil. Good friend of the podcast, Neil Girdler and Ferdinand. Girds, you went awesome. All of you did in all your classes, 450s and over 35s. And that's what I mean, the 35s, most of these guys ride in the 450s in the championship class. So why not just make the over 35s a championship as well?
Well,
we've got one for the women's.
Imagine if you made the over 35 the championship, you can imagine all the old codgers coming out of the woodworks and smashing. But don't get me wrong, I'd love to see it. I'd love to see the Kirknesses, the Goffs, the Kaslicks, all that come out. Stick it to each other now, not only in their prime. I reckon it'd be fantastic to see. But
why not?
Yeah.
Why not? I don't have a problem with that. And that would push, like, sometimes in these events in the over 35s, not in the last couple of years for whatever reason, but prior I've had pretty good results. That having those guys come in would definitely push me back. But I'm all for it because the quality of racing would be awesome.
Well, it's a vets class. They've got in
Why not?
motocross,
They're
there's the
vets.
world vet. So why couldn't
Yeah.
you have that in a state championship?
Yeah, that's right. Right. Well, that's not what this pod's aim is, to get the Vets Classic Championship. But the pro women's, there was a two heats in the pro women's, or just one solid heat?
Nah, one solid
heat.
heat.
But
I
there
think there
was
was.
some
I
good.
think
But
I was speaking to Emma Scott the other day. I think she said there was 8 of them.
yeah, right. So pretty good turnout, and there was some good battles actually. That I actually feel a bit for Katana, because I thought she could have given Emily a run for her money, but then in the last maybe 2 or 3 races, Emily really turned it on. Yeah, and she took some shots that some people may have decided not to. There's a few gaps in that, and that's what made the difference for her. She did have pace as well. She
Yeah.
did have overall pace. Yeah, well done. But yeah, Emily Murrell first, Katana Robinson second, Keely Pearson in third. So well done to all the girls that turned up and made it a championship class as well. And it was good racing. I enjoyed the women's class racing actually. It was good.
Yeah, just want to give a quick shout out to Emma Scott. She got 4th overall in that. She wasn't having the best weekend, and she definitely let me know that she wasn't having the best weekend. A few words when she walked up every now and then, but yeah, no, I'm proud of how well she went, and yeah, and stuck with it. Some people would have just packed it in, but she was like, "No, nah, want to try and nut it out and want to try and get it done." She just, yeah, definitely wasn't feeling it that weekend.
It's championship racing. It doesn't always go the way you want. You could be on form, winning all your club stuff, and then come
Yeah.
into a championship, and it just, yeah, for whatever reason. Yeah, Pro 250s. Now, there was some awesome racing in this class. It was actually awesome racing over the whole weekend. In first place, saw an Openshaw. Yeah, fantastic riding. I think this is his second year as a senior, or first. I can't remember because I got bit confused. I think it might be his first, because I don't think he's done a year of senior in AFTN yet, has he?
Oh, I think it's
Or
his third because he was at the pub on Saturday night for his 18th birthday, and he was
oh,
definitely
well,
he
yeah,
was
yeah,
he
yeah.
was well hydrated. So I think Sunday morning he would have been a little yeah, he would have been a little sourced out, but he definitely pulled
That's a good
through and still managed to win a title.
That's a good point. Yeah, happy birthday, Thorn. Sorry, I forgot about that. And yeah, 18 means you've been senior for a couple of years. So yeah, I don't know how I got that so upside down. All right, let's move on and just forget I said anything like that. Tom Edwards in second and Billy Ryan in third. So yeah, battles between all of them throughout the heats and then final. Yeah, it was
And
good.
I believe it is Billy Ryan's first year as a senior. He's the current Griffith King of the Pines winner. And yeah, he was definitely on the pace all weekend. So it was awesome to see him come out to Gunnedah. And don't think he's been there a hell of a lot too. So new track, slightly different surface of what he's used to at his home circuit. But yeah, he definitely showed he's got the pace to battle up front with the seniors now. And it was awesome as well to see Tom Edwards. He spent countless years racing the world Superbike, Super Sport over in Europe as well. So him to come back and to his grassroots racing and do some dirt track was awesome. I had a quick yarn with him and yeah, showed my appreciation to him coming out and gave him his best wishes too. So yeah, it was great to see Tommy Edwards out there, and yeah, it was he awesome racing from him too.
We're moving along with your scroller, getting down to the nitty gritty now with the MX Open. Both sort of main events. Well, you can't have 2 main events, but it sort of is like 2 main events. This is where dirt track gets a
Two
bit weird.
premier classes, yeah.
2 premier classes, but MX Open, taking it out on the top step was Daniel Wicks. In second place, Thomas Donnelly, and in third place, Thomas Herrick. I don't know much about Thomas Donnelly, do you? Can you
Yeah.
tell me much about him, Tom?
Yeah, he's a Gunnedah local. He did a hell of a lot as a junior and come into the senior ranks and was very highly competitive. I think he traded the bars in to focus on his trade, which I think he's pretty sure he's a diesel mechanic. His dad owns NNC Donnelly Contracting. Yeah, I think he mainly focuses on that and comes out every now and then. So yeah, I spoke to him after the MX Open final, and he knew he was catching wicks. He knew we was going to pass him, and he knew what he had to do, and yeah, just couldn't quite get it done there. And I said the next one, I said, well, you know what to do, you know where to get him, you know where you're gonna strike. So you know what I mean. The next one's the main one is what you mainly want to win. So you know what you got to do, and yeah, history prevailed. So the winner of the MX Open was Daniel Wicks. He led from start to finish. Second place was Tom Donnelly, and third place was Thomas Herrick. Tom Herrick, as you know, is our Australian flat track #1, and he's heading over to America to race the AFT series. Tom Herrick was on a stock bike. Insane to say, considering the quality of riders that were on that start line and the machinery they were on as well. So Herrick definitely wasn't getting the starts due to, I dare say, due to lack of power, because he's pretty good out of the gates most of the time. So for him to claw back and come to third, and I think he was fairly close up Tom Donnelly's ass too. So yeah, there was next to nothing in it as well. So yeah, I just want to give Tomo a shout out. Not only because he's it's only because it was impressive racing.
Yeah, is his race bike being shipped to America already?
Yeah,
It has, hasn't it?
It was over there a few weeks ago. Yeah,
that's what I thought. Yeah, I thought I saw that post a couple of weeks ago.
All right.
Yes, the Big Daddy Pro 450. Yeah, Thomas Donnelly got the job done on that one, and Thomas Herrick got around Daniel Wicks for second place, and Daniel Wicks in third place there. So yeah, I'm trying to think. I'm pretty sure it was the 450. Tom got a bit better. Sorry, two Toms in there. Tom Herrick got a better start that one, and he did a bit of a push around the outside, which is technically the inside and the right hander after the first corner. And he made a few spots, and I think that's what got him into the battle from memory. I mean, we can watch the stream again. You got to tell these people to stop messaging you, mate. You say we're doing it.
You wanted me to share my screen. This is what you got to deal with. No, Wixie got a cracker.
Tell me that
he did in the MX Open final, and he was looking to go back to back. Yeah, Tom Donnelly hunted him down, got on his back real pretty quick, and didn't exactly pass him where he said he was going to pass him. He had the opportunity to do it a little earlier than that, so that was awesome to see. And yeah, it was hot on the back of Wixie's rear wheel, and managed to get. I'm pretty sure he got up the inside of him as well, and took over that second spot. And it would have been really good to see Tom Herrick get closer to Tom Donnelly and see if he could battle him for the win. But yeah, like I said, it was 8 laps, so it's a little longer than we're normally used to. But it was, yeah, unfortunately, I dare say Tom would have ran out of laps. You know, we all know how super fast he is around Gunnedah, but local knowledge prevailed, and Tom Donnelly got the win. And it was great to see. He had so many supporters in the crowd. He had workmates and family members, and everyone was yahooing at presentation, all that too. So it was good to see the support. And yeah, proud of you, Tom. It was well, both Toms, but proud of you, Tom Donnelly, for your win. It was yeah, it was heartwarming to see you do that at your home circuit.
Can you recall where he overtook Daniel Wicks? Was it in the change of direction section?
Oh, I think it was the corner before the change of direction, not the first change of the direction. Sorry, not the second change of the direction. It was the first change of the direction after the first left-hander. It may have been that change of the direction. You can go back on the live stream and see which change of the direction it was. Was that good enough for you, Darcy?
Oh, well said. That fucking did my head in. Yeah, just call it the right-hander. Call it the right-hander in future, please. Yeah, anyway, that was just a lot of fun. From what I could hear, every now and then you could hear a bit of audience or crowd in the background. Was the turnout quite good in spectators?
Yeah, well, on Saturday the weather was absolutely lovely. Like it wasn't too hot, too cold. You barely ever noticed it. As you can imagine, a little bit chilly in the morning, but other than that, people were wearing I think a few guys were wearing shirts and shorts and pluggers and running around and doing what they do on the spectators hill. But yeah, it was a fairly decent turnout. I think there might have been a bit more spectators on the Sunday, as you'd expect. But yeah, the weather was a little bit cold, a little bit more overcast, obviously until our last race, and then the sun come out and was stinking hot. But other than that, yeah, the weather was fantastic. The locals definitely came out and supported the event, and it ran fantastic. And another shout out to Gunnedah Motorcycle Club for hosting. I think it's the first time they've ever run a junior and senior title meeting in conjunction. So if they do that more often, that'll actually free up a weekend for other events that get rained out or postponed for whatever reason. So that resolves a little bit of an issue of the rant that I went on last podcast. If you want to hear me lose my shit over date clashes and things like that, go to the last pod, the catch up pod, and have a listen to that one. But yeah, I'd be happy to see more junior and senior title meetings. Maybe not an Aussie title. That I think that's already jam packed the way it is. But definitely state titles and things like that. I'm not sure how to go on a granite track with track grading and things like that and whatnot, but yeah, Gunnedah definitely gave us a good track to race on. Once practice was over, it was a fantastic track all weekend. A little bit bumpy here and there, but mate, you race on dirt, not on asphalt. So yeah, it was awesome to see, and yeah, definitely had the time of my life. I was over the moon.
I enjoy watching events where you have junior and the seniors, mainly because you can see how talented our juniors are. Like, especially when you have live timing or something like, say, the AFTN, you can compare what like junior 250s are doing next to a senior class, whichever class it is, 450 bro or whatever. But yeah, it just displays how strong our talent is over here, and I think that was a great thing to see on the live stream. Just going back to that live stream on the Saturday, there was 157 viewers at one stage. Then it got up to 240 plus. It obviously fluctuates, goes up and down a little bit. And then on finals day, it was a little bit low during the start of the day. Then it got up to around the 278 mark and ended up just over 300 viewers, which I think, for like we said earlier in the start of the pod, that, not the word, I don't think marketing was a massive thing on the agenda, like trying to get it out to as many people and, boosting and that sort of stuff of the post. I think that's pretty good. It's a start, like everything starts small. You can't expect it to be humongous. And I think it was a positive thing. And motorcycle, I've tried to make my presence felt as much as I can to Motorcycling New South Wales of that it was a good move. And I shared it as much as I could on my post without it being ridiculous. I think it's fantastic. Yeah, about time. It's good. And hopefully some of the other titles or clubs that are hosting titles can take note, reach out to Gunnedah AMC and find out how it was done. Yeah, replicate it would be my advice. Get it again. Yeah. My only criticism is, like I was saying to you off here, is to either because, and I don't want to take anything away from those two commentators because they were excellent at their job. You can tell that they've done that before. Just they either needed some fact sheets or someone there that knows a little bit more of the ins and outs and the who's of our sport.
Yeah,
I'm
but
not saying
for the first one, just getting the stream out there, getting the footage out there, the people that can't make the effort, yeah, it was unreal.
100%. Yeah. But that would be my only suggestion. And
Yeah.
when you think of that as being the first one, that's fuck all, really. Like,
Oh,
it's just,
I'm telling you, it was phenomenal. Like
I think it was
I know
awesome.
minimum 6 countries that watched it. I had friends in America. I had relatives in England. I had friends that are over in Europe watching it, in Germany, Spain, and Italy as well. And they all messaging going, "This is fantastic! Like, we've always wanted to see
Awesome.
your race firsthand. We always wanted to see what you do. We always wanted to watch it live, sort of thing, without just photos or what I can explain it to them." And they were over the moon. I've got photos of shed parties and things like that. Like the Jensens from Victoria were sending photos of it watching on a big screen in the shed. And
Yeah, it's
mates,
grass.
I had mates in America that live in Idaho that had 25, 30 people there in their shed. I think, I don't even know what time it was. It was something like stupid o'clock in the morning, just sitting there watching it around a fire. Like, it's
Fantastic. Yeah.
that's unreal. Like, for me, that I couldn't believe it. Like, I was getting, my phone was blowing up all over the weekend, like saying, "Oh, is Matt going to give those guys half a chance or whatever else?" Like, it's, you know what I mean? Just the feedback like that, and it was
Yeah.
unreal.
Oh,
Like,
it's fantastic.
I was so excited to be able to, and even what was it? Monday, I think it was, that I had off. Went to a mate's place, and he's turned it on. He's like, "Oh, I was about to watch your races." Like, and he couldn't. There's no way in the world he could have ever gotten up there and watched me race. So, yeah, that was awesome. And I also had another
And
mate, Matt Canal, come over from Coonabarabran to watch me watched us race too. So it was awesome for the people that couldn't get out there, and the people that did get out there and support us. We appreciate it.
And do you know the thing that I loved about it probably the most is that it wasn't just a couple of voices and even two cameras, but it was actually a production. So it had some
Yeah,
adverts, it had some council promotional stuff about the area, and I thought that was fantastic. I think that brings value to it, brings value to the community
definitely.
from the sport. And like you said, the other side, the flip side of it is that people that are our friends and relatives that live around the world, and because we are such a global society now, a lot of us have brothers, sisters, cousins, and that have moved to different parts of the world. They could tune in and watch their loved ones race and do what they love doing. And I think it's fantastic. But I love the production side of it, the drone, the council footage and that. To me, that actually, I was calling members of my family into the lounge, going, "Come and check this out. This is
Yeah,
fucking what this
100%.
is. This is what it needs. This sort of production, not just a camera and two blokes talking about the sport. It needs to
Yeah.
be set as a show and be entertaining. And I wonder, I would love to know, and it's probably next to impossible, but I'd love to know if Canada gets a few extra visitors, from thanks to that footage.
Well, that's
Because
exactly
it
right. Like you said,
presented well, like
if
it
on
looked
if
great.
on if on that stream they're promoting the town and they're showing bits and pieces, people go, "Oh, well, why don't we just grab the caravan and go visit it for a week, or
Yeah,
go there
yeah,
for a weekend, or something along those lines?" Like that could open up a hell of a lot more for country and rural towns and everything too. And also the live stream's fantastic due to a lot of sponsors, to a lot of riders don't get to come out to the events and don't get to see their riders participate and things like that as well. So to be able to,
exactly.
you know what I mean, nearly every
Yeah,
single business
great tool.
nearly every single business works on a Saturday. And I'm telling you what, if I had a business and I sponsored a ride and there was a live stream, I'm sure as shit in my shop, I've got a big ass TV in there and that's what I'm going to have on there. And
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like, and it's just, and they could have a day like to say, oh, our ride is going to be live streamed on TV. Why doesn't everyone come down to the shop for the day and make it you know what I mean? Like, there's so much more potential that can grow from something as simple as a live stream. And I would love to see it at every single event. Like, I'd love to see it
yeah,
as much as it possibly can. Like, I know the CEO, pretty sure it was the CEO of M New South Wales, was there with, I'm not sure if it was his partner or another member of M New South Wales, but they were there as well. And all the officials had the blue M New South Wales shirts on. It was professional. All this, you know what I mean? All the flag marshals did a fantastic job. The club did an absolutely awesome job. You couldn't fault the weekend whatsoever. It was a typical dirt track meeting, but better. It was probably one of
yeah.
the funnest times I had on the hardest track to swing on. So yeah, I had the time of my life, and I actually went away from it going, shit, that was awesome. Like, that was,
Yeah,
besides the results, that whole event was awesome. So yeah, I can't give
yeah.
Gunnedah Motorcycle Club enough raps.
Yeah, well, I was actually going to be watching it on my phone on Sunday at the footy at Willow's footy game. As much as I want her to succeed and not be sick in that, but she's been pushing it too hard, and we've been going. You got to bloody take some time off, and
Mm.
she's had a cold and stuff. And yeah, that day she went, I just don't think I could do it, and I just went, thank the Lord, I can sit and watch the fucking.
I could sit and watch
I know.
motorbike racing.
So thank you, Willow, for being crook.
Yeah.
And I got to watch it in the comfort of my lounge chair at
Yeah,
home. And I did not move. I didn't. You
that's it.
asked the girls. I did not move. It was captivating. I enjoyed it. The
And that's
whole.
the whole
I think
purpose
it
of it as
turned
well. So people
5
like you
hours.
make the effort, can watch the event. Yeah, probably better than what we could have watched the event being there live, because you had all camera views, you had all information from commentators. Yeah, it was great.
Yeah, unfortunately, our country is quite big. That's probably a bit cheap, me saying our country. Australia is quite big, and
Yeah, you
well,
immigrant.
I'm pretty much Australian now anyway.
Yeah,
God damn
pretty
it.
much.
Yeah, so it is a big place, and I think I said it on the post. It saved me 26 hours driving, which I'd quite happily do, but at the moment I'm just not in the position to do it with work and stuff. Just coming back from overseas, I have to go to work to make money, and it would have, to do that 26 hours is taking time off work
Mm,
one day to get there, basically.
there's a lot.
Um, and being 2 days off work basically, and being totally rooted when you get back.
Yeah. 100. Well, I hope the
yeah.
live streams at AFTN as well. I think, I dare say, after the quality of live stream that they had there, that it'd be insane if it wasn't available for AFTN. It'd be absolutely insane if it wasn't available for it.
Well, see, that's people that are organised. So the AFTN team needs to contact them and say, how did this happen?
Yeah.
Well,
Or
did you get?
can we get you guys to come and do it? Or
Well, the thing is, I'm pretty sure Motorcycling New South Wales organised it, and I dare say
yeah,
cover the cost,
yeah,
not a club. So that's where it might come undone a bit. AFTN as a national, so they'd have to get every state on board where their racing is to help cover it.
yeah.
And I'm not saying that they have to totally cover it. Maybe it's just help cover it, and that might get it across the line. I don't know, but
Even if it was a paid production, I'm sure people would throw 10, $20 to watch the racing per round. I know I would.
yeah,
I'd pay the entry fee
yeah.
to get in the gate to watch it, hands down.
Yeah, and I actually think that's fair. I actually think
Mm.
a one-off entry fee, as if you were going to go and watch it at the track, is fair. I think because there's people doing that production that need to be paid and everything.
Oh,
Um,
definitely.
it
Yeah,
has to be covered. I'd pay $25 to watch that.
yeah,
No worries.
100%. Yeah, 100%. I would as well.
Yeah, good job. It's obviously I was sitting there just thinking about Victorian flat track the whole time and what we're doing, but
That's all right.
and
New South Wales dirt track's still alive and healthy, so it's all right, mate. You can
in regards to live streaming, because it's something that we're definitely going to do.
yeah.
It's going to probably will be a little bit a little bit more basic than that even. I'm hoping for 2 cameras. There'll definitely be commentary and some adverts, but probably not the council stuff and that at the beginning. But yeah, we're going to try our best and hopefully get it going right from the get go. And we'll just, as we make money, hopefully over gate sales and everything, we'll improve our equipment and
Sounds
get it
good.
better and better. Lots of shit going on. Tom's got to go to work. I should go to work, but I think I'm just going to go to bed, to be honest. A bit early for bed, but that's the winter blues, I call it. 8:30, 9:30, and you start feeling sleepy because it's been dark for 2 hours, 3 hours already here. Yeah. So anyway, Tom, thanks once again for the recap from the track side. Don't think we can say it enough. Thanks again to Motorcycling New South Wales for the live stream, because I actually felt like I was at the event, and definitely for doing this podcast that really gave me a good insight to what was going on.
Yep.
For other comments, I did read there was a chat room on their YouTube page, which I put a couple comments just about facts. There was a couple facts that weren't quite right, and then there was a few other people that said, I think they said there was only 2 oil tracks functioning, so we corrected that a little bit. And I wasn't the only one. There's a couple of people making comments like that, and just a few small things like that, but. And also about Tom are going to race in the amateur in America. I had to correct that. I said, no, you can't be doing that. Where was I going with the comment? I've forgotten now. I got sidetracked. But yeah, the chat. Yeah, there was people from WA, South Australia, Victoria watching it. Like Tom said, overseas as well. So yeah, definitely the right move. We want to see more of it. It'd be great. If I can remember where I was going with those comments, I'll tell you on the next pod.
When are you releasing this one?
Oh, pretty soon.
All right. Well, this weekend, coming, which will be the 12th or the 13th of July,
Yeah.
Griffith has got their third round of the club championship, which is also the same as the place. Pretty sure it's the third round of AFTN. Third and fourth is at Griffith, or is it fourth and fifth and sixth is at Griffith?
Like, I haven't got the
Is
diary in front of me.
one of or is 2 of the rounds of the AFTN. So get down there. It's also the Terps Davies Cup for the sidecar. So hopefully you sidecar boys come out. I actually purchased a sidecar on the weekend to do some racing at events that Matt doesn't want to do to keep a bike on the grid. And I'm actually lending that bike before I even get to ride it to Tyler Davies and Neil Girdler to participate in that event as well. So hopefully we can get a few more numbers out there, and Matt doesn't let his brother beat him on his passenger's bike, which there'd be some words said, but no, I'm definitely more than happy to lend them the bike and see another one on the grid too. So that's going to be an awesome event. So if you guys can get out there for Griffith for the for round 3, and I dare say it's their last round of the year too. So if you can get out there and support the club and come and participate, it's an awesome club. It's an
awesome venue. Yeah, fantastic.
It'd be awesome.
Yeah, enjoy that. I won't be coming up to that one. I'm actually going to a private secret race meeting on a 300-acre property out by our at the track's not that big though. Yeah, unfortunately, I don't think I sent my bike the YZ to the shop, and anyway, I'm not convinced what they said the problem is. The problem I'll tell you when we figure it all out. So I'm going to go.
It was too powerful for you, and you need to get a postie bike.
Yeah, pretty much. So I'm going to go and pick it up on Monday, which means I was going to be racing it up at this private event, but now I think I'll just go and give them a hand and have a chat. And the other option is I've got an 18 on the back of it. I take the tyre off. I've got a Mitchie on there. Take the tyre off, put it on my DR, and go and race the DR.
Yeah, either way.
Which I might. I'm quite tempted. I'm quite tempted to do that, but I don't want to kill the DR and then have another broken bikes in the garage.
Yeah, well, I'm hearing you. All righty then.
Well, thanks a lot. Thanks for tuning in. Subscribe to our podcast. Share with your mates because we'd really appreciate that. We want to get over 1,000 subscribers, and we're way, way off. So please, yeah, help us share the love of flat track and dirt track racing in Australia and worldwide, wherever you're listening from. Yeah, post it out there and get some newcomers on board. That'd be great. Don't forget to comment as well on our page. I know we're not super active on it, but feel free to comment on any of the posts that we do put there, even if it's when we post each episode, have a listen to it and come back and put comments on there. That'd be great. We'd love some more interaction.
Yeah, let us know what you want to see, what you want to hear. If there's any riders you want us to interview, anything.
Yeah.
Just let us
know. We're pretty open, as you should know if you're a permanent listener. And of course, all our partners that help us out: Classic Wheels, Otway Hydro Blasting, MX Inc., 193 Racing, Clava, Rider Sport Australia. And I think that's it. I don't think I've missed anyone. If I have, I apologise, and you would have heard it in the intro, and you can go, ha, you fucked it up. But anyway, that's pretty normal.
We went a whole podcast without swearing, and you swore at the end of it, you wally.
Oh, I didn't. Hold on. That wasn't in the show notes. No swearing.
Yeah.
Hold on. There is no show notes.
That's right. Yeah. There was. Yeah. What do you mean? There's no nothing. It's just the show.
Yeah. What do you mean no nothing? It's a show.
That's right.
It's something.
Yeah, but there's no prep to it. You just go in here and just waffle on and let it rip.
That's not true. Wade Carter knows that we plan and we have show notes.
Wade.
Talk nothing but facts.
Sorry, Wade.
So you know what to do, guys. Flog that like button. Win yourself a tyre. We're going to have a competition of some giveaways. Actually, going to have to do that shortly. And flog that like button. Subscribe. Keep it sideways, guys. Go Flat Tracker.
Go Flat Tracker. Go Flat Tracker. Go, go, go.